man. Caboose is not ready. Dave. We're planning on it. We're planning on seeing stage 9.
Okay. Is that a mountain or a...
Yep. It's in Switzerland. It's oh man, I can't. There's a gigantic lake. It's that big lake to the west of Switzerland. Oh man. Drawing a blank. Anyways, it's going up and around some mountains on one side of the valley, then it goes into the valley, then it does mountains on the other side, and then stops up at the top. And yeah, I've just got to figure out where to watch it.
Be careful where you hold your signs.
Yeah, we'll make sure when we hold out our sign, we you know, we'll smile for the camera, but for not too long.
You should get a sign. Make sure there aren't any bikers around. But look at me, Mom.
That would be one of those things where you try to dress up like that person.
Yeah.
Look just like that person and have the same sign.
It would be pretty good.
I wonder if anybody would get the joke though. Because I don't know if they would recognize exactly how that person looked.
I'm not sure they're very numerous people, but it would be pretty funny. That would be so embarrassing. That'd be one of those want to get away commercials. For Southwest Airlines, did you see those commercials?
No, why? Is it something like somebody gets embarrassed and they want to get away?
Yeah, someone will do something just stupid and embarrassing and they'll show their face and it says, do you want to get away?
That is good. That's a good one. Well, I remind how my caboose feels every time I stand up and then sit down again. Because, you know, it kind of does get a little used to it when you're sitting, but when you stand up and then sit down and stand up and sit down again, it's like, oh, here's a reminder. So that lady in that Tour de France that, you know, holding up the sign and everything.
Yeah.
I can't remember who was it that was pressing charges against them. If it was like the organization of the tour.
Yeah, they were pursuing criminals.
They were going to do, but then they relented and didn't. And part of it was because they said, well, we see that she's already been
crucified.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what her lawyer said too, was she never wanted to have that happen. It was a mistake, and she's already received as much emotional harm, everything related to that. I mean, yeah, it's like you'd have to go in hiding, because there, it's a big sport. I mean, here we try to do Tour of Utah or whatever. We just don't get nearly the same amount of people to cheer them on. I mean, actually, didn't they cancel Tour of Utah? I think Tour of Utah, well, they might have blamed it on COVID, but it's not going on anymore. Because, you know, sports interests here are more into football and baseball instead of cycling.
I thought Tour of Utah was a wild success, though.
Yeah, I thought it was too, but why did they cancel it? I mean, they said COVID, but seems like they could just say, well, we'll put it on pause. It'd be neat if it came up again.
Yeah, it would.
It just is. I can't believe how fast those guys go up those hills. And okay, you know, they're good athletes, but then it's also to a point where it's like, how can you be that good? There's got to be some kind of doping or something going on.
Yeah,
or equivalent to over-the-counter doping. How are the legs today?
Yeah, they're fine on flat stuff, but even this hill right here,
You feel it?
I'm like, holy crap.
So the legs are sore.
Oh yeah.
Okay. For me, it's just mostly the caboose. So Braden and I, when we did this in November, that's one nice thing about this being a double track, is it's nice to just chat.
Yeah.
It helps with making the miles go by more quickly.
You know this?
Just chatting.
Sure, you know how to do a mountain bike stage through here.
Yeah. That'd be interesting if they did.
Look at all the camera angles in there. Yeah, it's grueling, 100-mile with several.
Yeah, but I'm sure the National Park Service would have nothing to, they wouldn't want to do anything like that. Because they're like, oh, think of all the people, all the pit toilet pumping we have to do, and the trash, and the damage to the cryptobiotic. So that wouldn't happen here. But in a way, it's kind of like, I wouldn't want them to be here. I don't want that publicity. It's already hard enough getting permits.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, Utah, life elevated. Stop that marketing. It's too successful.